Well, let's introduce lesson 3.2 now. We're going to specifically going to talk about a special set of functions. So based on certain characteristics, we can classify functions. In our last lesson 3.1, we learned how to identify when a certain relation is a function, mathematically speaking. Now, from here on, we are going to assume that every single one is a function with just a couple of exceptions. So from here on, now we are going to, based on certain characteristics, determine whether that function has characteristics of a linear function. So the key question for this lesson is, how can I determine whether a function is linear or nonlinear? What elements are going to help me identify that? Well, we can identify functions using graphs, tables, and equations. These are the three types of representations of functions we will be, for the most part, representing and studying in these lessons. We will be able to graph a linear function, LF, linear function, using discrete and continuous data. Remember, discrete is when it's just dots, and continuous is when it's a continuous line. And we are going to write real life problems to fit data. It means there's certain data, and based on that, we're going to interpret and figure out how to solve a real life situation. So let's begin with this first part of the function. How can I know whether a graph is linear or not based on its graph? That's the first part. So take a look at this. Two graphs we have. We have a red one, number one, and we have a blue one, number two. And it's simple. Number one, you see that it is a curve, right? So it's pretty easy. Number one is nonlinear. And number two is linear. Why? Because it's a straight line. Number one is not a straight line. Number two is a straight line. That is why number two is linear and number one is nonlinear. Let's keep going and let's take a look at tables. In tables, I want you to pay attention to it. And you know what? We're going to leave it for the next video because you need to pay complete and all your attention for that. So let's keep this video just for graphs.